Welcome to the Max Podcast.
We're out here at 217 Wiffle Ball Classic again.
What's up? What's up?
Here with Josh
What's
Miller,
going on, guys?
Jeff Owens.
Yeah, we're here with the Wiffle Ball.
The king of Wiffle Ball, man.
One of the guys.
The king of Wiffle Ball.
I don't know if I go that far. I'll be the king of the mic for the week. I'll say that.
All right.
I'll take that title.
Yeah.
No, play-by-play announcer on field.
Yeah, play-by-play announcer. We like to do the shout-outs for the sponsors, all week long because that's really, they're the ones that make the money for us. So, people get to listen to me for 6 days straight. So,
yeah. So just so everybody knows,
just
so everybody knows what we're doing here in the background is it's a Wiffle Ball tournament that Jeff and his organization is put together. Jeff, how many years have you guys been doing this?
This is the 8 years. So when my nephew started it, he was 12. So this is the 8th year. Ethan started, we were 12, and we've been just getting bigger and bigger every year. Now we got Max Podcast on the backside. Let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a great environment, man. It's back in my hometown. Get to come back and see everybody that we grew up with. It's just a great vibe, and you're doing something for the community that's awesome.
How many teams do you have in the tournament?
We got 56 total. This year we expanded the kids teams just because they're more fun to watch anyway, and them growing up into it and getting the awareness to them is the biggest thing for us, getting it in the elementary schools. And so we want as many kids out here as possible. All the grown-ups unfortunately know the horrible part of why we're here. The kids are learning it, right? So if we can get more kids teams in, we're going to keep doing it, without taking away from the people that have been here from the start. We don't want to kick teams out by any stretch, but so I think we've got 40. Yeah, we got 40 adult teams or major teams, and then we were kind of worried we'd make the cut.
No doubt.
You guys, man, you guys got it again this year
on
the random draw.
Man,
and hey. So
they stacked the deck against us. I think you guys just don't like us.
No,
you don't want us to win.
That's the thing. So we do that live just so that isn't
sure.
That's out the window. And my niece and my other niece.
We got a guy that edits. We know how that works.
hey, we don't. So we just pull out of a hat, right? So, we try to do it as fair as possible. Absolutely. Everybody gets 3 games. So you get your money. It's only $25. That's what we did when we started. We're never going to change that. Because we'd rather you come in, you stay here for 3 or 4 days at a time and spend your money at the concession stands or 50-50. We're not going to push the entry fee up, which I think we could, right? We could charge you guys $50. You'd be like, heck yeah, that's nothing, because you guys know how it is out there. You know how cool this is. But we're still trying to keep the backyard environment where we're not going to charge an arm and a leg for the turkey legs. We're going to try to make it affordable for people to come out. They are good. Heinkel's hooked that up. But we're not going to make that and everything else just unaffordable to where you're not going to come out here and want to spend money to the cause.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you mentioned we're doing it for Alzheimer's now, but I think year 4 or 5 we kind of turned the corner and we're like, holy cow, we're making some money. So now
107,000 last year, right?
$107,000 last year. So we take 25 of that and we take it right to the Alzheimer's Association. Say, here's a check. Cut a check for $25,000. And then every year, if we have extra, we're going to give more to that. But now we're not just in the walks and going to the walk to end Alzheimer's. We're sponsoring those walks. So our logo's on the walk shirts, which is super cool, right?
Yeah.
Like we're up there with like the big banks and the Salvation Armies and the people like that. And just to put our logo next to the people like that,
it's all done right here in somebody's backyard.
It's all back here in my sister's backyard. Yeah, it's incredible. But
Jeff, kind of go off of that, man. We're in the backyard of his sister's house.
Yeah, we're going to clip some stuff into this so you guys can see, but it's amazing.
Like I want people to know, like, how did this start? Like, why did this start? Because the story is amazing.
Yeah, so where we're sitting right now used to be the playground for my nieces and my niece and my nephews here at EP Field. And Ethan and Gavin, my oldest nephew who's down in Nashville now, they were like, we want to play wiffle ball, so we want to get this place that's in the way. This yard's big, but it's not that big. So they had to make some room, and Jeannie's like, no, we're gonna get a pool. It's the normal family have a pool in the backyard. Well, she came home the next day, and the kids were already chopping down the playhouse. So they just took it upon themselves that they were gonna have a wiffle ball field. So after that, Ethan approached me. I think it was about 6 months to a year later, and he's like, hey, I want to have a tournament in my backyard. He's 12 and he's jacked. I'm like, absolutely, let's do it. I said, but if we're gonna do that, I said, let's do it for something. Let's make a cause out of it. And I was like, what are you thinking? And at that point, his grandma Betty on Chuck's side, on my brother-in-law's side, was going through Alzheimer's. Or it had Alzheimer's, excuse me. And then I had good friends, John and Stephen Hendrickson, who are one of our corporate sponsorships. Their mom was actually actively going through it. So I saw the deterioration and just the pain and all the bad stuff that we don't want to talk about this week, but that we remember this week. Just could see that, and we were going to the walks on their team. So that's kind of how my drive started with it, and I was like, let's do it for Alzheimer's, and it just rolled from there. But like I mentioned before, we're making so much money now that we can actually affect people in this community, not just hand a check to the Association of Alzheimer's. We're doing local programs. Yeah. There's a choir that's coming out that we really would like to get involved with, get them out here and singing. It's an Alzheimer's choir, which is really cool.
Awesome.
Music is supposed to help trigger some of those memories and help that brain capacity out a little bit. And so now we're giving money to leukemia. Anything, people have house fires. Anything that pops up, we're like, let's go raise some money. We got 2 fields out at Sliders now that we can do that. But here in the backyard, just started with a 12-year-old dream, man. He's like, I want to play wiffle ball. I'm like, all right, let's do it. We got 8 teams. We raised $1,000. We raised $1,000.
Good thing he had a cool uncle.
Well, I don't know about cool, but his uncle had some buddies that were wanting to play wiffle ball against 12-year-olds.
That's awesome.
We're finally going to get a win.
Right. So the first year, though, we raised $1,000 and we counted on that deck, and everybody's in tears. It was a one-day thing. It's like we just raised $1,000 in a day. Like, holy cow! And we had no clue what was gonna happen. And then last year we're counting, and it goes over 100,000. It's like, holy cow, man! A 12-year-old did this.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So now you get all these. We got 4-year-olds playing out here. A 4-year-old hit a double the other day,
I know.
and it was the coolest moment of the tournament. It might not be topped. It was the first night. So just stuff like that. That came from a kid and now a young man who still sits here every single game and records all the stats. It's really incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. No, I appreciate you guys letting us come out here and be involved and part of this. We came out here a couple years ago, and then just first time I came out here, I was like, dude, how do you not support something like this and be a part of something like this? This is amazing. It's like little Wrigley Field back behind me, man. It's the coolest thing ever. Terry with Hazelton Media, he comes with us and stuff and does our media, and I try to explain to him, like, bro, like, this is a wiffle ball tournament's in the backyard, and we were just having a conversation just a little bit ago. He's like, dude, I never expected.
That's the same way whenever you were explaining it to me before we came last year. I'm like, these guys are crazy. What are we doing?
Like, you thought you were going to come here, they're going to pitch an underhand from like 5 feet away.
I'm like, these guys are serious.
Oh, no, this
is the real deal.
It's legit.
Man.
It's a good time for a good cause.
If you don't come into the Major League Division with a tricked out jersey now,
right?
Like, you don't even want to get on. Be like, man, these little kids, they got drip all over.
I know. You're not coming out here with some T-shirts that's got a number on them.
Not anymore, man. It's cool.
I love it, man. This year you got the road closed down out front.
Yeah. So that was
a big movement.
That was massive, right?
That keeps it a lot safer.
It
last
keeps
year
it so safe. So Addie, Addie was I think 2 or 3, and Addie's my daughter and his niece, and so. We have an opening out like by the concession stand, and Sarah sat her down for, I'm saying 1 second, looked away, and she was running towards the road. So right there, you're thinking that can happen. We're here for over 52 hours. That can happen at any given moment, any given time. Let alone at night when it's pitch black on this road, and this road's 45 mile an hour, and people go 60, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we went to the city, and God willing, we were going to get their blessing. And you know what? It was really cool. They were on board. But they wanted to hear why, and they still wanted us to pitch it to them, and we had to convince them a little bit, right? Because that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Taking people's travel and
especially that road. That's a main road to get to Mt.Zion.
The only good thing, I'm not saying the only good thing, but the good thing is that Fitzgerald runs down. So the detour is like 45 seconds, but still, it's daily commutes. It's residents that got to go by all our gates every single time and be understanding. And like I said, listen to me for 6 days. They're already,
right.
Yeah, but people have really taken to it, and just they're okay with it. But the city we did everything we could in our power to not let anything happen going across the street. We had cross guards, we had signs, we had cones. So we felt like it was the only thing left to do was to close the road, and they're allowing it, and it's worked great so far. We haven't had too many major complaints, little hiccups here and there for the first year, but that peace of mind that we have with that allows us to put all our energy into this more. And we'll raise more money at the end of the day and maybe get a little bit more sleep.
Right.
Because we don't get much.
For sure.
For a week.
No, definitely.
So tell us about the ways that money is raised here. I know you have some signs out in the outfield, like if you hit them.
Yep.
The first time I was up to bat, I actually hit one over here in the trees
you hit
last year.
The left center field ball.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's any idea that somebody comes up with it that makes sense and we can make it logistically happen, we're going to do it. We got targets all over this place now. So
somebody is like a sponsor of that target, and if you hit it, they donate money?
Yes, to some of them, yes. So like on the rooftop back here, you guys will probably get a shot of it. It's a chimney doctor. Every time that thing's hit, it's $250 to the cause. There's one right underneath it for sliders. Every time you hit that, that's on the house, $25 to sliders. And then there's a Del Carmen's Pizza one right there next to the DJ booth. It's $10 every time because it's a little closer, right? So,
right.
But then the left center field one is the one that we really love. So we pick a family, local family from this area every single year. That have something, going on, whether brain aneurysms or leukemia. It doesn't have to be anything to do with Alzheimer's. It's just we usually gear it towards kids because, that's
right.
going to tug on our heartstrings, and we hear those stories, and we want to help. And this year's for Jackson Sharp, and we actually did him a couple years ago, and he had a little complication or relapse, so we're going back to him again. And we average about $10,000 every year to that family on that wall, on that ball.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
It's $100 every time it gets hit. And then $200 for the minor division. Last night we hit it with the Bob Brady AutoZone or Auto Group T-shirt cannon, and it was $1,000.
That's
we hit it with a
awesome.
T-shirt, right? I mean, here's the thing: we're making it up as we go.
Right.
Yeah,
we
for
are
sure.
because we understand how how we're going to generate money this week, and we kind of have a ballpark of where we're going to be and how much we can give away. And if we don't, say we overpromise, well, we're just going to go do something else to raise some more money and give it to the family. So
Right.
yeah, then there's concession stands, 50-50. We've got raffles, people bringing in. Somebody redid a bike he's going to bring in. We're going to raffle it off, bags, boards, a big sign out there. I mean, anything that anybody's like, hey, I want to give this away. I'm like, all right, we'll put a ticket on it, put a price, and let's raise some money.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it comes naturally to it just comes to us, really. Not really us, but the community will bring it in and be like, yep, we're going to do that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's awesome how the community gets behind something like this, and
right.
and everybody shows their support.
Right,
Like,
and you know this. We're a small town, and sometimes we get a bad rap for Decatur and this and that. But being from here, that when somebody is down and out, there's going to be someone else to step up for them in
right.
here.
Everybody comes together.
And that's not to say that other towns aren't, because I know that other towns are just like that.
Right.
But we see it and feel it here, and every year, man. There's a lot of complaints that could be had about what we're doing. I get it. It's outrageous sometimes, right? Like last night we had a noise complaint last night because there was kids trying to sleep. We get it. So as soon as the ordinance goes out, we're done. We're shutting it down. Whether they're playing or not, we're going to be quiet. Just to try to help out these residents that allow us to do this. Like these neighbors, if they weren't happy and they tell us that, we wouldn't do it. We're not going to force it upon anybody, but we don't have to because of, like you said, the community comes out and supports it. So it's great.
Yeah, everybody supports each other in this area, and then, like you said, in other areas too. It's amazing. I love being a part of this, man. Coming here and spending our time. We spent a whole week here, to come out and hang with you guys.
Yeah, and it's not like you guys don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, well, I would rather be doing this is something that hits.
Yeah,
these are things that we want to do.
I know.
100%. This is the stuff that we really
It's
want to be a
fun,
part of. And
plus, I was able to bring my kids here. They get to experience it.
And we haven't touched on that. We touched on the kids division, but man, this is about as family friendly as you get.
Yeah.
My 9-year-old, he's like, I want to get a team for next year.
Bring it on. Let's go. Get him in. I think we're gonna put in Addie next year. She's 6, so all her friends are playing T-ball now in their second year, and they're like, what time's the game?
Right,
Like,
they're ready to roll.
Addie, we
want to play.
Not yet.
I know Parker's saying the same thing. Like, Daddy, why?
I asked her yesterday. She's like, I thought we were playing this year. I'm like, no, Parky, not till next year. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get them in there. We're gonna get them playing because again, if you can start them early and you can put a purple shirt on them, and they go and they're in first grade, or Addie's in first grade.
Yeah.
And she goes to school and she's wearing a shirt. And she can say, my daddy raises money for Alzheimer's. Right there's the start of it.
Right.
If she knows why she's wearing purple and not just because it looks cute on her and gets all dolled up, that's what these kids are doing. Some of these kids, even that are playing right now, Sissy's back there, my niece, they're wearing these T-shirts. They're wearing them on picture day.
I love
It's incredible.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
awesome.
picture's going to be there forever. And when they look back and they're telling their friends or buddies in college, they're going through old pictures or something, and this may not happen, but it might. Like, what's that shirt? Why are you wearing that on picture day? You wear a T-shirt on picture day? I was wearing a tie. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
I was raising money for Alzheimer's, then we can maybe they have a conversation about that.
Right.
And then right there you go. There's another win. So awareness is a big thing with this disease because and any disease. Cancer, everybody knows it's just the horrible effects and things about tumors and that. But when you do stuff with the brain and you're not next to these people or in these homes with these people and see them, just kind of diminish, you don't really understand it.
Right.
But if we can have conversations like this and people start listening and hearing, like, I didn't know anything about Alzheimer's. I just knew my buddy's mom, how bad it was. I know a ton about it, and I'm no expert by any means.
Yeah.
But if somebody has a question about it, I can at least point them in the right direction now. And I think that's powerful. So.
Yeah, I think we all, I didn't know much about it either. And my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, his dad has Alzheimer's now, and he's fighting it. And, and going through that and seeing his family and seeing what Brett's going through and stuff, I'm just fortunate to see you guys doing something like this and trying to help as much as possible.
Yep.
Because it is rough, it is. But come out here and be positive and have all these folks playing together and doing all this, man. It means a lot.
Yeah, and they are getting closer, and they say that every year, right? Like they're getting closer on the experimental drugs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
They are getting close on Alzheimer's to breaking through to some really cool things. And if we can just see the first survivor in our lifetime, I could be 90.
Yeah, be amazing.
If I would feel, and obviously, and I think everybody here would speak that, everybody would feel responsible for that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It empowers people to know that they're making a difference. And I think every time that people come here, they know that they do. And on that, the other crazy part about EP Field, and I don't want to jinx myself, and I say it every year, but there's never any issue back here, man.
Right.
It's like a calm back here. There is some seriously competitive stuff going on right here.
Yeah.
Right.
And Joe over there in left field don't like Johnny over here in right field because they got some bad blood from ninth grade or whatever. It don't happen here, man.
No, it doesn't.
There is none of that.
Everybody walks in here and they kind of put it on the ground.
They're here.
Yeah.
They know why they're here, and they're not going to mess with that.
Yep.
Right.
And like I said, I know there's people here with bad blood. I know all these people in this backyard.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Right?
Yeah.
But it's just there's none of that. They leave that at the door here, and I
cool.
think for us that's a huge respect thing for us because I think they realize how hard we work to put this on for families.
Right.
Because I'm not going to do this if fights are breaking out
Right.
or if people are arguing all the time and Addie's sitting there looking and just is scared to come to her. To
The fun
her
turns
her
into
Aunt
something
Jean,
else.
Her
Yeah.
Aunt Jean said, and that happens a lot of places.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. And
Especially
not
when it gets to this
and not
large.
to say that it won't happen, but and you'll see it in the competitive group. You guys kind of know. You strike out, get pissed. It's the last out of the game. You're fired up. But
Yeah.
you get fired up. You maybe yell at the ref for calling or the ump for calling a hot. But then you're like, all right, man, let's go back to
We
the
got our
let's go
3
back.
games last year, and we were 1 and 2, and
Yeah.
we were not happy about that.
No.
Right, but right after the games, you're back there,
Hugging
you grab a drink, and then you turn around, and you start laughing at the kid climbing in the tree or something.
Right.
It's
Yeah, I mean, we're making friends here that we communicate with on social media throughout the year. And
all the time.
It's so funny, like Dalton.
I was just gonna say Dalton.
He'll be here in
Dalton's got
here in a
buddies.
bit.
Dalton's got some buddies
He does,
here, man.
Like it's so funny. Like he came in last year with Bailey and played with us, and he'll be here in a little bit. And dude, I know for a fact, like he talks to all the guys.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Still.
they're like, hey, I talked to Dalton last night.
It's
like,
amazing.
And here's the thing, Dalton's incredible, right? Because he's got that personality
He
anyway.
does, yeah.
But he fits right into this group.
He
Like
does,
he's gonna
man.
go stand over there in that corner, and you would think that he graduated from Mt.Zion
Right.
20 years ago.
I know.
I'm
I know.
telling you, because. But it's just really cool because he can feel like, and you guys too. You step in here and you're dabbing up people, and as soon as you come in, you just feel that camaraderie and that.
I feel like we're back home.
In
man.
the inclusion
You know what I
thing,
mean?
right? Like nobody's
Yeah.
excluded here.
Yeah.
There is nothing. Like there's sponsors that come up to me and they're like, man, I missed the boat on the sponsorship. What can I do? I'm like, well, you got a sign at home, or you got what do you got? You got some koozies? I'll throw them out. You got T-shirt? I'll shoot them out the cannon.
Yeah.
Like whatever we got to do, man. It's if you want to help out and you want to get your name out, we want to help you do that because you're here supporting us day in and day out. So.
Right. For sure. Yeah. No, it's amazing, man. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's broadcast online too, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
people can watch.
So we have
It's on Facebook Live.
Facebook
Yeah.
Live. I don't want to misspeak. I know the channel that we do it through is a YouTube channel, but I don't know if they actually broadcast it on theirs or if we're just doing. See, I'm partly operations manager, partly MC. We all have our hands in different things, so
right.
I don't want to misspeak. But we do broadcast all 101 games, which we play 101 on one field in 6 days in like 52 hours. Every single game's broadcasted, and as you can see over there, and you guys you'll get pictures.
We'll get some videos.
We got little kids commentating the games too.
Oh, yeah.
It is awesome when you're at home. Like last year, I had some. I was hurt a little bit, so I had to stay away for a little bit. Everybody's telling me, hey, just stay home, just rest, whatever. I'm sitting there listening to the commentating, man, and it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Like on my big screen TV, and these kids are calling the game, man. They're giving shout outs to Alzheimer's
That's
Association.
awesome.
I'm like, there it is, man. There it is. They're
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. So. Just
They'll talk about that
They're starting
forever.
at such a young age.
Well, you can go back and
You know?
watch it, and you'd be amazed. Which actually, you guys probably you guys will understand. There will be people. There'll be teens. They'll go to each other's houses and they'll rewatch the games from last year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, and they'll remember every play.
I
and
bet.
they'll remember like, hey, here it comes. Here's that diving catch, and they pick the guy off at first. Here it comes, and like we do that stuff. Whether it's right or wrong or dumb or not, that's
awesome.
And we're just sitting there talking, but at the same time, we're talking about wiffle ball. But the conversation always leads to Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
So that's just
That's why
another
you're
cool
here.
aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're all here. 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we appreciate you guys for taking care of us like this and the
Oh, man.
hospitality and
Oh, well,
letting
you
us
said
do
it last-
something like this and to
well,
help on our platform to spread awareness and
Well, yeah, and you
what
guys-
you guys are doing.
You guys do amazing things, and you guys are doing different stuff than what we gear towards. But you guys are doing that stuff in the background that nobody knows about anyway. You guys are giving.
Right.
You guys are going to different things and charities and all that.
Yeah.
But it's cool to actually come to this and showcase that you guys are a part of it. So yeah,
and we just want to show the
we are
rest of
more
our
than
community.
happy.
We want
Yeah.
people to see like
we're
what
a part
you guys are
of
doing,
that.
man.
These
Well-
are the kind of things that you can do to use your platform in a positive way.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's so I don't know if it's the end game or if it's just going to be an idea, but if we could get like if you had somebody back home that needed a tournament thrown or not a tournament thrown but needed to raise some money and
Right.
and they're doing benefits and they're doing bags tournaments and they looked at this and like, man, I want to do that in mine.
Yeah.
Well, hey, give us a shout, give us a little spot of land, and we'll come to your house and
We'll
do
come
it.
set it up.
We'll come
That'd
set
be
it up
awesome.
and we'll run it. We'll run it. So
Yeah.
that we'll run a weekend tournament down in Nashville or out in Boston or
Right,
wherever
right.
you're at. I mean, we would love to be able to go do that.
It'd be super
Take
cool.
this thing on the road would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Because we don't keep any money. We keep $0. We have a little bit of operation costs that we have to hold on to because we have to get the food in and all that stuff, the T-shirts done.
Right.
Other than that, we're giving away every single dollar, and we don't care if we're out there, if we're raising money for that. That's who it's going to. We're not bringing it back home to us. We're doing it
Yeah.
for them. So, but when we do this here, obviously, we're going to take care of our own and keep
Yeah.
in our community. But we would absolutely love to
Yeah,
raise
so
money.
folks, you guys watching,
If we
think
get-
about it.
if we
you
can
got, you
raise
got a
money-
good spot.
Let's raise money in all 50 states. Let's
Yeah.
do that. Let's
Right.
make that
Let's
a goal,
blow this.
right?
Let's blow this thing up.
That would be super
be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that idea, and that's
Oh, yeah.
something we could probably make happen.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
if Bailey could find a spot in down in Nashville, we could have a celebrity Wiffle Ball tournament. We could really get going.
We could probably make that happen, man. That'd be a great idea. I know Bailey even talked about that when he came here last year. It'd be amazing to bring other folks down, here to Illinois.
he loves
to
EP
do that,
Field,
man.
man.
He loves it, dude. He's like,
He's
like,
the reason
he's
why
like-
we had our team
I
last
know.
year. He
He's
put
like,
it together.
he's like, I want to perform on that stage. I'm like, I know, I do too, man. But I'm looking around like, we're
ain't
gonna
enough room.
have to shut down all the roads. We're gonna have to fly you in here, man.
No, but I think it's a great idea, man. And people watching, if you know of a location or if you want to be involved or want to help, with the 217 Wiffle Ball Classic, and get involved in this, man, I think it's a great opportunity and it's a great organization to be a part of and help. And yeah,
and
I
if,
love
and,
it.
and if just a shameless plug here, if you're so inclined to donate, you can donate on our website. We got PayPal, Venmo. We'll take checks, anything like that. So if you again. We don't like going out and asking and broadcasting. We want money.
Right.
We want money. We want people to see it. We want people to feel it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then let them decide what they want
Right.
to do. Right.
Right.
But if we have a platform like this, there's no shame in taking donations for
No,
Alzheimer's.
not
Right,
at all,
right,
man. It's for the right
Because
cause,
we know
right
that we
reason.
know the
Sure.
avenues to go and the people to get it to that's gonna make the best. It's gonna change the best for people. So, yeah. We're always taking donations, and we're always taking ideas for ways to raise money. I mean, anything. Like we did a bags tournament. A guy that I grew up, he was a wrestling coach here in town. He almost cut
That's
his
cornhole for the people.
That's
from
cornhole. Sorry, my
Ohio.
bad. Yeah, that's cornhole.
Bags, cornhole.
we had a bags tournament for him. He almost cut his neck off in a bucket, chopping down a chainsaw got him.
No.
So right there, and here's the thing. He didn't want it. He didn't want us to do it. He didn't want he didn't want to be in the limelight. But as an organization, we have the power now. We just want to let you know we're thinking about you, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to be out of work for a little bit, and he'd kill me if I said his name, and I'm not going to because he's a tough guy, and I don't want to deal with that. But we gave him $1,000, which isn't much, but it was more of a hey man, we're thinking about you and your family,
Right.
and
Yeah.
we want other people to see that. So if somebody goes and it could be anything and gets hurt, hey, go talk to the Wiffle Ball guys. They'll come up with something.
Yeah.
And it may not be a $20,000 check, but anything helps in that
At the
regard.
end of the day, man, you're just trying to help folks,
Yeah,
man.
and so and before we've raised money for people multiple times because some people have a longer battle
Yeah.
than others.
Yeah.
And we'll get a little backlash like, man, well, you already helped them and their insurance got this and that. I'm like, we're gonna give them a check. I don't care if they go to freaking Disney World.
Right.
Go on vacation.
Right.
Forget about all this stuff. Use it for
Right.
whatever. Use it for food.
Right.
You don't have to go straight to hospital bills. Use it for your freaking peace of mind.
Yeah,
to
your
get
mental health.
Your
Right.
mental health, and you're going this to a kid. I can't imagine. I don't care where you take it. Take it and don't even tell me.
Yeah.
But here you go, because we know you need it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're about.
That's just like whenever at my high school, whenever we were in Southern Ohio, we did a St. Jude's fundraiser, like a mathathon, and you'd get people to donate for like however many math questions you got right on
Right.
a standardized test that they gave you that you had so long to take, and you'd get donations that way. And we just thought it was, the mathathon. Like, everybody just did that every year at the same time. But once you learned about, and they sent videos about how these kids were living and how all these parents didn't have any costs while they were there.
Right.
Like,
That's
and then you see all these kids going through all
incredible.
this. And then you start to see the full picture, and you see the power in what you're doing. You're not just doing a test to see if you could raise more money than your buddy.
Yeah, you're
It
making
was-
an impact
yeah,
doing
you're making
freaking
an
math
impact.
problems as a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
And you feel that.
And
You
those
remember that
parents,
still,
yeah.
right? Like,
And then as you get older and you're a parent, you realize how much it takes to just live and exist. And these people are taken away from their jobs
Right.
to go care for their kids. And
There's
that's
a
the
lot more
only way
into it
that
than just
they
people getting
have
sick.
to
Right.
live and to eat and to stay and to keep their bills paid back home.
Yeah.
Is for people like this that donate, that are generous. And, I mean, it's just being kind-hearted and taking care of your brothers
It
and
is, man.
sisters.
Yep. And it's
because you never know when that could be you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, and
That's
it's
the
funny. It's not funny, but it's happened.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that had a heart problem, and it was serious. And I went to the board. I'm like, hey man, this is my best friend. I know I don't know what the perception is going to be. I got to get this guy some money. I know more than anybody. He needs it.
Yeah.
Right.
We wrote him a $10,000 check. I mean, that meant more to me than anything because
Yeah.
they were on board.
Yeah, it's
Because they knew
amazing.
that it was a priority, but not one that we saw coming.
Right.
But when it came, it was like, boom, we got it. We're gonna take care of you. I got you.
Yeah.
So
The way
that's one of the coolest things that we've done.
That's amazing that that organizations like this are doing that, because and we all know that at times this country's a mess, man, and we need
If
to all
anything, it
give
gets
back
you away
more.
from that for a week, right?
Yeah.
I don't look at my phone or the news for a week, and it's fantastic.
Right.
Everybody needs to help each other, man, and look out for each other. And
Yeah. And if
Everybody's
we have
out here in the rat race every day, just trying to get it,
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
And
slow
and
down a
you-
little bit.
Yeah, you don't see the forest for the trees.
Yep.
And
Yep.
this is what it's about.
And our biggest motto is, if we can, we will.
Oh,
So if we
100%.
have an avenue to do it, if we can do it, by
Yeah.
God, we're gonna do it. So
I love it.
we're gonna stick to that.
I love it, man.
All right, well, Jeff, it was really nice to have
Yeah,
you
man,
on.
I
Thank
really
you for
appreciate
coming
you
on,
guys.
Podcast, and-
I got to come down there to Nashville, get on it too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because we're
for
doing
sure.
stuff year round, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to get down
Come
there
on
and
down.
make that happen for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe
man.
we can partner up on something.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm all in.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks a
brother.
lot,
Hey, thanks,
and
guys.
good luck, and hopefully you guys reach your goals.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
guys.
See you
See
next
ya.
time.
Welcome to the Max Podcast.